Hey everyone, Cody here with the Trophy Outlet. Today we're going to show you how to build a 4-foot 3-column trophy. Obviously if you bought this online you chose different pieces and parts that I'm using today, but the general concept is all the same. So we'll take you through step by step. This will be a 3-part video as it's 3 different tiers, so we'll section it off that way. So other than that, let's get started. Start with 12.5-inch rods. There should be 3 of them. You're going to take an eagle and then one of these couplers, little 3/4-inch couplers. Attach the coupler to the end of the rod, the short threaded end of the rod, and then attach it to the eagle. Just a couple turns is all it takes. And you're going to do that for each of the 3 rods. So you have all the eagles on there. And you can also refer to our 3-column instruction video, 3-column trophy instruction video. Same basic concept right here. So now we're going to take the top 3 posts, and in this case you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 holes in the top. It's the smaller of the 2. And you're going to drop the 12.5-inch rods in an eagle assembly down through the outer 3 holes. Just like that. So now you'll sit this flat on the table. And this part might be easier to have two people helping you, just because it takes a little bit to get this right. I'm going to show you with just one. Now you're going to take your check rings and you're going to go ahead and slide those onto the end of the rod so that the lip is facing out. And then take a column, put the column in, and it's going to sit right inside the lip of that check ring. Just like so. Okay, now you're going to take 3 more check rings and put those on the ends. Just like that. Now take your bottom base. It has the slanted section on it, and then you're going to go ahead and put the rod ends through the outer 3 holes of that. Just like that, and then go ahead and sit it flat on the table. And again, make sure the columns are sitting inside the check ring, and that should sit flat like that. Now we'll go ahead and attach a nut to the bottom and tighten it up. So now you'll see also, you might not be able to see it in the video, but my rods are sticking a little too far out. So all I'll do is I'll just hold the rod and spin the eagle a little bit to tighten that down so that the rod isn't sticking through the bottom and it won't hurt your table or anything. Once that's accomplished, go ahead and put a nut on the end of each rod. Don't tighten it all the way, as we're still going to straighten things up and make sure it's where we want them. Okay, so now that that's done, I didn't tighten it down all the way so I can still move pieces and parts so I can straighten it up. So now on this particular trophy with the 4-foot, you're going to have 2 more columns sitting here. So these eagles are actually going to kind of face diagonal a little bit, and you'll be able to see that in the next section of this. But that allows that other column to fit there. And go ahead and straighten up the columns how you like, and then go ahead and tighten it down the rest of the way. And a lot of times you'll actually have to hold the eagle so that it doesn't move. So that one's going to start spinning on me. So just hold the eagle, tighten it down. Do that for all 3. And that's the first section of a 4-foot trophy. Okay, we're back. Now let's do the second tier of a 4-foot trophy. We're going to grab 2 10.5-inch rods, and we're going to do the same thing to these rods. We're going to put a coupler on each one, followed by an eagle. Okay, very simple. You're going to take your 2x7 wood lid, and then this can be cherry, could be black, whatever you ordered. Go ahead and drop it down through the outer holes of that. Now this does take a little bit of coordination with your hand to hold it up like this. You can also do this flat on the table, but then again, go ahead and take check rings, slide those on, and then your 2 10-inch columns. Slide those on. So now this part, go ahead and put your check rings on the other end. Now this part is where it gets a little bit tricky, because you kind of have to hold these check rings so they don't fall off, but you're going to put them in those two additional holes on that base. So I always just use my pointer finger, my pinky finger, and then just go ahead and hold them until you get the rods in the holes, and it sits just like that. Okay. So now what we're going to do, again, take your nut driver with a nut in it, go ahead and get underneath there and start screwing on that nut. Again, if the rod's sticking too far out, go ahead and hold the rod and turn the eagle just a little bit so it doesn't stick out and doesn't show through. And again, for the opposite too, if If your rod's too short and you can't get the rod on or the nut on the end of the rod, go ahead and unscrew it the other way. Give yourself a little bit more length on the rod. Again, I'm not tightening these down all the way. We're still going to tighten everything else, or straighten everything out and tighten it down. Okay. So now here, go ahead and straighten out your columns how you want them, and your eagles can face forward. And once that's done, go ahead and tighten it down the rest of the way so that nothing moves. There you go. There's the second section of a 4-foot trophy. So now we'll pause and we'll do the top section. Okay, we're back. Let's go ahead and put the top section of our 4-foot trophy on. So with that, you're going to take your 17.5 inch rod, take your last coupler, go ahead and thread it on the short end, a couple turns, and then take whatever figure you selected. Today I got a wing wheel, one of our most popular figures. So get that on there, and then you're going to take 1225 lid, about I think 2 3/4 inches, and then a 1305 cup. Go ahead and slide it on, so you're simply just like that. I'll take one of these 2x3 lids, and there's a beveled edge. The beveled edge is going to face onto the cup, just like that. 7-inch square column. Put that on, and then again another 2x3. Again, the beveled edge is going to face up. And here you have a plate riser, and on the plate riser there's a little eagle, so the eagle is going to face up, and that's the direction you want. So once that's all together, you simply just take it, set it right up there. Go ahead and grab a nut, and go ahead and get it started. We just get it to the point where it's just tight, and hopefully you can see this in the picture in the frame. We're just going to go ahead and tighten everything down to where it's all straight and to your liking. If you have to, tighten it down just a smidge more, just so it doesn't move too freely, but allows you to spin everything and straighten it out. Once you got it where you want it, go ahead and tighten it down the rest of the way. And then we're going to go ahead and put the engraving on. The engraved plate will just sit right inside that plate riser. Okay. Now let's go ahead and put trim on. Today I've got a first place and a flame, so this just goes in the center hole. Again, this depends on what you chose. So you just take a nut, put it on there. Pretty simple. If you built the rest of the trophy, this is the easiest part. That's done. Now for the bottom one, you kind of have to lay it down, and you can actually do this after you build this bottom tier, but I did in this case. So other than that, trophy is done. Thank you guys for watching. We just built this 4-foot 3-column trophy. If you don't like us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, go ahead and subscribe, like us, keep up with us. We try to stay in contact with all of our customers, and of course we use social media to do that. So leave a comment below, let us know what you thought. If you have any suggestions or anything for us, make sure you leave a comment or get a hold of us through one of our social media platforms @Trophy Outlet, or go straight to our website and use our contact form. Thanks for watching.